Who was your first leader?
Morgie Bryan.
Morgie Bryan.
He went to America, he's dead now. Morgie Bryan, he was the captain, local captain.
Did you have any weapons at first?
Not much. They hadn't much weapons at all. At the time of the truce, they had scarcely nothing. It was only the few in the column, flying column, that had any arms.
But you practiced and trained?
Yeah. Oh, and they had old shotguns, but they were no good.
No.
No.
And you did this only at night and weekends at first?
That's right. Mostly at night. Yeah.
It was underground?
Yeah. Oh God, yes. You were supposed to have handed in, every house was supposed to hand in all arms. Nobody was allowed to have an arm. But old Sergeant in Lisvernan, he knew my dad, he knew us very well. And he left us a gun. He took in an old muzzle loader that was no good. So long as you hand in a gun, you were all right.
And I mean, you started going out for long periods.
One of them, the Black and Tans started then, you see, this new army. They were terrible, they were. They would split the villages and wreck the towns. And the soldiers didn't like him because the soldiers had to live in the town. And they just passed by the lorries, maybe 3 or 4 lorries.
Well, what was the point of the Black and Tans from your viewpoint?
They were the scrum of England, Scotland. And
they were supposed to get rid of the active fighters, were they?
They pick anybody up, they would. They pick anybody up, beat you up, or you went. But the soldiers didn't, police soldiers didn't like him. No, they didn't like him. They didn't care what they do. Soldiers come into Tipperary in the old road. We were in trenches in the field. And the sun, they knew we were there because they riddled the bloody soil down on the top of us with machine gun.
Machine gun?
Oh.
Good God.
Oh, the machine gun in the trenches. There was 5 or 6 in the trenches. On the bloody soil. Come down the top of it. And one by one, we jumped out of the trenches and we had only about 200 yards to run. And we'd be under covered like from soldiers. And we put up in the houses in the town, just near where they were coming in the old road. And they bloody riddled the place. And this house we put up, and myself and another chap, the old officer, put us up there. There was a great big bare window, and to right up the straight street, right up the street. When the Free State soldiers came in the top of the street, somebody had a shot at them, and they riddled this window with bullets. And anyway, it seized down, the firing stopped, and they scattered about, the soldiers. And this old officer come in. He said to me, "You take the back window. Keep an eye out along the railway bank, because you might get surrounded. Keep good look out." And I went in to the back room, and look at this window. It's only a small little window. But a quarter of an hour after, my mate came in and said, come on, if you wouldn't stop at the front. I bet you I hadn't gone into the front room, 5 minutes, and 2 bullets went straight through the partition, straight through this little window in the back back room. And if I was there, I'd get on the 2 bullets in the middle of the back. But I wasn't there. Anyway, it's at 11 o'clock in the night. We got an old mattress and we put it over it. We lived in the board, down the boards. There was a big frame, high frame like, to the window, wooden thing. And we were under cover from there. But when we fell asleep, and when we woke up some hour of the night, all the bloody windows down the top of the mattress.
You were fast asleep?
We went to sleep. We were out tired. Had no sleep for maybe 2 or 3 nights. Anyway, about 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning, this officer came in and he said, everybody to retreat out the back along the railway and make for the Glen side, Glen of Aherlow. There was about 15 or 20 of us. We were all met on the railway and we were up and down. We got onto the main road outside the town, and there was big trees there. And I got up in the ditch, and the field there where the British used to have a camp. We'd call it the Hoods. Bloody had a bloody sniper on one of those trees. He shot the bloody hat off me. And one of the lads had a machine gun, and he riddled 2 or 3 of the trees with a machine gun. And the bloody soldier fell down off of it. Got him. So we retreated on to Care and put up there for the night. The funny thing, your son and the dad was in the Free State side, and another brother was in the Republican. They never interfered with one another. It was only the column you see in the soldiers that fought. They never bothered to, never interfered with it. With family, like, you know. The family was still friendly. I was in a house in County Tipperary where one lad was with us. His brother and his dad was in the Free State, and I was in their house, and there was 2 of the sisters and a father and the mother there, and you couldn't meet a nicer family. And the day after, this chap was shot dead. His name was Connie Handley. He was shot dead, places around it. And he was shot. But you know, after the British Army leaving Tipperary barracks was planned for India.
India?
For India. And there was a mistake in the plans. And they were gone so far before they found out their mistake. They built the Prairie Barracks in India, and the Indian barracks was in the Prairie. They were the finest barracks in Ireland, finest barracks in the world.
Well, they still stand, don't they?
White stone.
White stone.
Most of them were burned down.
Was it?
Oh yeah. Most of them burned down in the Civil War. Yeah. They were smashing barracks, they were.
Who put them down?
Republicans.
Republicans, yeah.
Free State was coming in. Doing a few miles in the town. Coming in the old road, and that's only about half a mile from the town they weren't. On the same night, we were supposed to be on guard, about 6 of us. And the scare was, there was a platform just outside the town, on the railway line. There'd be no trains running that night, you know, Sunday night. And they put a platform and they were dancing at it. So me and another fella slipped out over the wall and went to this dance. And we were at the stage, you know, they have them at our cross, they used to have them at our crossroads in Ireland in the summertime. And they'd probably be within a few yards of where the stage would be. But anyway, we looked into the town and there was the bloody barracks on fire. And we were missing. And we ran as hard as ever we could. We thought it was military was in there. But no, it was our lads were burning. And we got that damn excited. There was a huge building. And the blokes there was tins of petrol all over the place.
Dangerous.
I made this fella and another fella, 3 would run upstairs, spilling those cans of petrol all over the room. And when we came down, the bloody place downstairs was on fire. And we were very lucky to get out. We busted a window and got out through the window. Couldn't get out the door. Very lucky we were. Putting a lot down. It was only shame, but it was the
waste.
White stone, built of white stone.